Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Monday afternoon. Welcome into the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz. I'm Andy Graham alongside Brett Pritchard. We'll be with you for the next hour, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. All 13 teams in the SEC make the NCAA tournament in softball regionals.
In softball.
We will look at that and see where Auburn is headed. A familiar venue for Auburn when it comes to spring sports. A little hint there, but we'll talk about that a little bit. Auburn actually wins a baseball series over the weekend. They traveled to Columbia. We previewed that the end of last week.
Got off to a blazing start.
They have been eliminated officially from the SEC tournament. But you do take 2 of 3.
I told you.
And, hey,
series even started, it was over.
Oh, well, of course it was. But, as long as there's hope,
yeah,
you want to try to bleed it for what it's worth. And the Auburn men's golf team begins action in the NCAA regional out in Baton Rouge.
We won't be playing today.
Well, they started.
I mean, but
I looked through. There were about 7 holes.
Yeah, but I think it's
into it.
Monsoon right now.
Is it?
I think
really?
so. Well, I mean, if you look anywhere down from Louisiana all the way across the Panhandle, they may be out of there.
I know they started. Auburn got through 7 holes. That was the last I saw.
We'll check the weather.
They were like 4 under. Virginia was leading with like 7 under through 7 holes. So
sure,
I'm not sure they could keep that pace up.
Yeah, it's out of there.
There were only 3.
It's out of there. So yeah, they should be.
There were only 3 teams that were under par. So we'll talk about that and some other things, some interesting things going on in and around Auburn and college athletics. But as always, we'd love to hear from you. 256-234-6221 is our number here. Give us a call. Let us know what's on your mind. Dial us up on the Sports Blitz Facebook page, that's Sports with a Z, and comment away, or our YouTube page as well.
A little quick promo. The 3A Game 1 Baseball Championship Series will be on right after us. So 1 o'clock today. Things kind of pushed behind because of the rain, but up in Oxford, the 3A Game 1 will be on here shortly. So right after us. So stay tuned right here. Got state high school baseball. It's a good time to say this to all of you out there watching on TV. There may be a couple of days this week, depending on the schedule and all, that we may not be live on the TV side because of the contract with Alabama High School Athletic Association to televise the baseball championships. Now, should be done with the morning game if everything's good in time for us to go live every day. But if there's weather and things get pushed behind, it just is what it is.
We will be live on YouTube and Facebook
every day. They're not gonna stop that. But for all you TV viewers out there, that will be the case just this week. So just kind of a little TV programming note there for you.
Florida wins the SEC softball tournament. They're at Jane B. Moore Field. They've won it now, I think, 4 or 5 times. They are one of the better teams in the league over the past 15 years. So congratulations to them. It turned out it was a very good – I think Auburn did an extremely good job, especially with the weather they had to deal with.
Sure.
For putting on that. Wish Auburn could have been in it for a little bit longer. But nonetheless –
Well, we tried. We played 2 full games and won.
That's true. Almost started the third. But we hey, look, that's all right.
There's a chance it could have gone 7 more innings if we get out of that with a tie. But
yeah,
should have won the daggum thing.
We should have, but did not. So there you go. Florida beats Missouri 6-1. All right, NCAA tournament is set again. All 13 teams in the SEC make the regional. Auburn headed to Tallahassee.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, of course they. Now look, it could have been worse. Of course, Florida State is the 15th overall seed in the tournament out of 16 seeds.
Right.
So, you could have been going to a much higher seed, but nonetheless, Florida and Chattanooga, the first game in the regional. Auburn, again, you can't make this up, but Auburn takes on Central Florida.
Yep.
Reckon Gus will be in it?
Well, here's the deal. Auburn can play with any of these teams, really.
I think
I'm
so.
talking about in the entire tournament. It's just hitting. I mean, and it's been the story for Mickey Dean since he showed up in Auburn. So, look, I'm excited for the new era of Auburn softball. You know, I wish these girls nothing but the best. I hope they go far. More than likely not going to, because Maddie Penna and Shelby Lowe can only do so much.
Well, if you can win the first two.
Well, you can,
gives
but
you a great
I'm
opportunity.
just saying, though, you cannot hit the way Auburn hits on a consistent basis and expect to make any kind of run in any tournament, okay? So
Problem is, all these teams have a really good pitcher.
that's right. That's right.
You know.
And we can't hit teams' bad pitchers.
No.
So that's a problem. I'm looking forward to a new coach to come in here and give this team an opportunity to score some runs. There's been no problem in the circle for Auburn over the last several years, and I'm sure that will continue. Just got to find offense, man. You got to find a way to score. And Auburn lost way too many games, 2-1, 3-2. I mean, just cannot muster any type of offense. And, you got to do and it's opposite on the baseball side. Auburn's offense has been fine, and the pitching's been horrible. I mean, you just giving up 11, 12, 13 runs a game. You can't beat anybody doing that. So, both teams have their issues. If you had to pick one, it'd be baseball with pitching, it'd be offense with softball, and hopefully they can both get it turned around. I got all the faith and confidence in Butch Thompson to do that on the baseball side, and we'll be getting a new start with somebody, whoever that is, come the end of this season, whenever that comes to a conclusion. So, but I'm tired of looking up and losing 2-1, 1-0, and Maddie Penna's gone out there and thrown a gem, and we can't muster up 2 runs to win a game.
Yeah.
So
it's frustrating. There's no question about that. And you've had one of this better pitchers in the SEC for 4 years.
900 plus
and
strikeouts.
what have you gotten
man.
out of it? I mean, made the playoffs every year. But
you've done nothing when you've gotten there.
But you've gone out in the first round.
I think you're saying what everybody else is saying. You had a gem in Maddie Penna and really didn't do much with her.
Not a lot to show for.
When you have somebody as dominant as she is, if you have any offense, you're usually making deep runs, because that's the thing about softball. You can run somebody right back out there night after night after night, and she's proven she's been up to the task. SEC Pitcher of the Year last year, rightfully so.
Yeah. I think Alabama gets the benefit of the doubt here. Their record was not a whole lot better than Auburn's, but they're a 14 seed. They get to host. I think that's a product of just their consistency over the years.
That's Patrick
and they sell out, bring a lot of fans to it, so that's part of it as well. But Tennessee, the number 3 seed, they are hosting. Gainesville, number 4 seed, Florida is hosting. Kentucky going to Stillwater, where the number 5 seed, Oklahoma State. Number 7, Missouri, the 7 seed, they're hosting as well. Stanford hosting a regional. That's where Mississippi State having to travel all the way across the country. Kind of tough for them. That could have been, that could have been Auburn. Baton Rouge, LSU, the 9 seed, hosting a regional. Duke, the 10 seed, that's where South Carolina will have to go. Athens, Georgia, the number 11 seed, hosting Fayetteville. Number 12, Arkansas hosting. Ole Miss headed to Louisiana Lafayette. Not too far of a trip for Ole Miss. That's probably a very favorable matchup for the Rebels. And then I mentioned Alabama hosting and Texas A&M getting to host as well. So, you know, again, it could have been worse.
7 or 8.
Yeah.
SEC teams hosting a regional.
Well, 1, 2, 3,
I think it's 7.
4, 5, 6, 7,
7.
8.
7.
Like you said,
8 total with
Texas
Texas
A&M,
A&M.
yeah.
Yep, 8 regional hosts for. I mean, good God, man.
I mean, it's dominance.
Well, Jason talked about softball being. Look, you're about to add Texas and Oklahoma in
And
here,
you're
man.
about to add two of the
I'm sure
better
Oklahoma's hosting, aren't they?
Oh,
In Texas, both probably.
Oklahoma's got to be the number 1 seed, right?
Well, then 10.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna have 10 out of 15 teams if this were next year hosting a daggum regional, and it's look, such a small margin of error in this league separates being at the top from being at the bottom. Like literally, not a dime's difference in a lot of these teams, and just a mistake or learning how to win games versus not how to lose them is the difference. I mean, and we talked to Coach Thompson about it, in baseball. I mean, it is such a small fraction getting a hit at the right time, driving in a run when you have second and third with no outs versus can't get a hit, leave them stranded,
Strike out,
and lose the game 2-1. And that happened in the Arkansas series
Right.
earlier in the year.
Yeah.
So actually that was a 1-0 game. They had a solo home run in the first inning, and we had bases loaded with 1 out, and second and third with no outs, and didn't score a run either time.
Or you could take an 11-7 lead into the 8th inning and blow that and lose 12-11.
Sure can. Against a team that somehow is worse than you in league play. I don't know how, but
Got to take a break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after these messages.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our best rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Let's get serious. Let's get Arctic Air serious. You want your car and truck to live longer, don't you? Well, it's about maintenance. Same thing with Arctic Air. You see the number at the bottom of the screen? Call them right now. Let me tell you something. You want to be comfortable? We all want to be comfortable.
Make your way to Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Choose America's #1 compact SUV, the Chevy Equinox. Discounted up to $6,500 off. Chevy's full-size pickup truck, the powerful Chevy Silverado, is up to $12,000 off. And big Chevy Silverado 2500 HDs are discounted up to $6,000 off. Plus, enjoy no payments until fall. Make your way to Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika.
Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you. About 45 more minutes left in today's show. Brought to you each and every day by J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation. No job is too big, no job is too small. Give them a call today for any of your needs whatsoever. They are burning up the roads, but, hey, they will always take your call. 334-331-0199. Central Alabama Community College, a great place to get a great education right here in Central Alabama. 4 campuses, conveniently located: Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. And Russell Do-It Center. They got 9 locations around Central Alabama as well for all of your convenience, building supply, home decor, tools, whatever it might be. Got a little bit of everything there, and they can beat the big box store. So go and check out Russell Do-It Center, J.A. Smith Construction.
They can beat them up.
That's right. And Central Alabama Community College today. You'd be glad that you did.
Mike said, what happened to the lottery last week in Montgomery, War Eagle?
The what?
The lottery.
Oh. It went
the same way.
The same way that it always
goes down the toilet. So
I think the vote was narrower, but it always gets a little bit more narrow. But
but you just can't get over the hump. So
my prediction by 2050.
Yeah, when everybody's gone, everybody. I mean,
when money means nothing.
When money means nothing anymore. Ty said Texas is the #1 seed and Oklahoma's the #2 seed.
Okay, interesting.
So. I mean, come on, man.
10. There you go. 10 hosts.
10. What's what I said in the last segment? I said, they'd be 10 hosts next year out of 15 teams.
But 1 and 2. Yeah, and
1, 2, 3, and 4. What are you talking about? 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, good God. I mean, it's unbelievable how. And so Jason is right.
Baseball's the same way.
Jason is right. Softball may be the hardest of all the sports in the SEC. And that's saying a lot. Ty said, I know Auburn's eliminated from postseason in baseball, but a sweep against Bama this week will be great. I mean, you just go out there
and play. With a bang.
Go out and play. Look, Alabama brought a horrific team in here a few years ago when they had, I can't remember the guy's name. He's one year coach, and of course they come to Auburn and
we got Sonny G.
Yeah, that's right. And we got hosed by a bad Alabama team. So
and we locked the batting cage.
I know, didn't let them in there. So they took it out on the field. So, look, at this point, you're just playing for pride. And I know people they don't like to hear that associated with their team because that means your season's done. You go out there and play for pride. But that's really where you are. And it's your rival. So if you can't get up for this, I don't really know what you can get up for.
What a disaster.
What's a disaster?
Sonny Galloway.
As opposed to Brian Harsin or Tony Barbee?
Well,
it should have been a sign when Oklahoma pretty much gave a parade when he left town. And they were glad that he got, or we got him.
Yeah.
I guess is the more I'm telling you, look, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but we have a Mount Rushmore of who you don't want. Sonny Galloway, Tony Barbee,
but they were
and Brian Harsin.
they were in succession. I mean, you
All
got
right, so-
Tony Barbee, then you go out and hire Sonny. I mean, you compound. Auburn has a way of compounding their mistakes.
It's leadership.
Yeah.
How poor has leadership been? This is the deal. And we talked about this talking about Auburn's football record the last 4 years. 3 seasons in a row losing records. The one before that wasn't anything to write home about. It was 7-6.
Yeah.
It's poor leadership. Poor leadership.
John Cohen gets an extension. You happy about that?
I mean,
has
he earned an extension in your mind? What has he done that warrants an extension? I'm not saying I'm not a fan of John Cohen. Why did we decide to give this man an extension? I know we hadn't talked about it on here. And again, this is not me saying I don't think he deserves it. Why are we already giving somebody a raise and an extension? Are we locking him down because we're worried somebody's going to come get him? Is that what it is?
I believe the salary doesn't change.
Well,
just for the record.
Whatever.
I don't think the money goes up.
Well, why are we extending?
Right
now.
I will say this. Hugh Freeze,
okay.
I think good.
I think good. So preface it with I think because we don't know yet.
Baseball upgrades got a kick in the pants and got underway.
Okay.
Upgrades to Jordan Hare Stadium underway. The last guy said, we ain't got money to do anything.
We got money to take a plane. We got to ride a bus.
We got to ride buses everywhere. So it's, he's gotten things done.
So we gave an extension for being somebody actually sane and competent.
Spending money.
Sane and competent, which we haven't had in, I can't remember when. So, look, again, I don't have a problem with it at all. But you brought it up.
I'm just playing devil's advocate here. You're asking a question I'm trying to answer. Now, is that worthy of an extension? At Auburn, it is right now. Competence is being rewarded.
We got a lot of comments coming in, so we'll get to them on the other side. I look, just like Mike said, I mean, Auburn just loves to give money away.
Well, that's for sure.
They don't give me
I've been trying to get a job there for years. They just won't hire me for some reason.
Probably watch this show.
Got to take a break. We'll be back with more. Right
According to
after
some
this.
people out there.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters. Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing is the #1 auto and boat detailing company in Central Alabama. Don't trust your boat or vehicle to just anybody. Hire the professionals. Top-of-the-line ceramic coating, detailing, gel coat restoration, and paint correction gives you the options to take care of your vehicle the right way. Located at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville, Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have you riding in style. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or Superior Automotive and Boat Detailing.
J.A. Smith Construction is your trusted choice for construction site clearing and grading for new home construction, underground utilities and site work, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Registration for the 41st Alabama State Games is now open at allagames.com. Join us as we return to Birmingham for an exciting 3 days of Olympic-styled action, June 7th through 9th. There are 24 sports offered and $40,000 in scholarships up for grabs. The Alabama State Games brings a mix of individual and team sports for all ages and abilities, so everyone can go for the gold. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Registration and event info can be found at allagames.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you. About 30 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Does John Cohen, did he deserve an extension in your mind? There's no right or wrong answer. Just, hey, give us your opinion. 256-234-6221. But first, Pepper Tree Steaks and Wines.
Yeah, moving right along here in the month of May, dude. I mean, it's rocketing right along. Hope all of you moms out there had a great Mother's Day weekend. And, you know, they had those Mother's Day specials going on. They've got now May 24th and 25th for Memorial Day, your graduation parties, all that kind of stuff. They've got everything you need. They got burger boxes for $69 and $135. That's 12 steak burgers or 6 steak burgers, 12 Conecuh burgers, 6 Conecuh burgers, depending on which package you want. They have the graduation specials with the slabs of ribs, 2, 4 slabs, or the sliders, which could be a mix and match, a pulled pork hamburger and or chicken salad. They got all kind of stuff going on at Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine, East Glen and Auburn, Pepper Tree and Montgomery. Don't take our word for it. Go check them out. I do. It's very good. I'm telling you, you won't find a burger any better anywhere. I challenge you. Go get it, cook it, and then tell me I'm wrong. So go check them out. But they've got all that going on the rest of the month, and make sure you look them up. All right, John said you got a good golf team, right? Yeah, absolutely. Auburn's golf team's playing really, really well right now. Paul said it was Greg Goff. Yep. Talked to Gary a couple weeks ago, and he brought that up. Greg Goff, the coach at Alabama, when they were, listen to this, 5-24-1, okay, in SEC play. And 3 of the 5 wins were when they rolled into Auburn and swept us. I'm talking a rock-bottom dwelling team rolled into Auburn. Horrendous baseball team. And they came in and swept us. So, look, hey, let's return the favor.
And we were thinking about hosting a regional, I think.
No, we were until then. But, again, not that Alabama's on the border of getting in the NCAA tournament, too. They're in the SEC tournament. But go out and have a little pride and win the series. You know, you beat Missouri, who's terrible, on the road, and you come home, and this is not a very good Alabama team. And, again, you've been good enough offensively all year to win most of these games, and your pitching's failed you. So
there was a question, does Auburn have a chance to make the NCAA tournament if they sweep Alabama? No. There is no chance. Auburn's season will end after these 4 games are played against Samford and against Alabama.
Yeah, and that game happens to be ironically in Hoover. So that'd be
but perhaps Auburn could knock Alabama out of the NCAA tournament if they were to sweep them. I think that would put Alabama at like 12-18. I'm not sure that would get them in. So, because we've always thought that it's about 13 and 17.
No, they would be 12 and 18.
That's on the border. 14 and 16 more than likely get you in, but. So
Bubba agrees.
Maybe that's motivation.
Bubba agrees with me. He said, I like John Cohen, but it's too soon. Well, that's the thing with us. You know, it's like the Gus Malzahn after the 17 season. Everybody thinks he's going to run to Arkansas. Well, go. If you think that's a better job, which it is not, and you want to run up there, and he used that as leverage to get a raise, and Auburn fell right back in the trap. Again, weak leadership, making bad decisions. You should have said, you know, Auburn was at the top of the SEC at that point, and Arkansas ain't sniffed being that close to the top of the SEC and Lord knows when. So if you think you want to roll to Arkansas and take that job, then go ahead. But Auburn falls for these things. And, again, I'm not saying Auburn's falling for anything right here. It's just, why are we already giving an extension?
Don't you sign a contract for a reason?
You do.
For a year, you know. At least go 3. Has he been here a year?
No. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand.
I think he's done some really nice things. And I'm very pleased with the direction of the athletic department at the moment. But it does seem
some facility enhancements. Some facility enhancements got him a raise. I mean, not a raise, but an extension.
Yeah.
So, all right. Luke said, just curious, what is the revenue gap between AU football and AU basketball, and how does that relate to NIL distribution? It's a great question, Luke. I don't know off the top of my head. We did something on that not too long ago.
I actually looked that up yesterday.
What? Well, never mind,
You're
Luke.
shocked.
Luke. I spoke way too soon. It's kind of like giving an extension. Way too soon. I spoke too soon. I'm going to turn it over to this man that knows all about what you just asked.
Auburn football, I think we had
I'm impressed, by the way.
I know.
I'm
you
impressed.
should be. Last year, in 2022, Auburn had a $14.9 million profit. So in football, biggest one they've ever had. I think we had a $9 million profit this year in 2023. So what football revenue, I think, was over $100 million, I think. And the, expenses were like, I forget, whatever, 80 million or whatever.
We cleared 20.
We cleared, almost $15 million. Basketball, we did make a profit, but I think it was about it might have been $2 million.
It really drops precipitously as you go from football to the rest of the sports out there. I do know that. I remember bringing up that.
And however,
most lose money.
They usually combine basketball into one, men's and women's.
Right.
So it comes out that we don't make a profit.
We don't make a profit.
Because women's basketball costs about almost $6 million in expenses, and last year they made $785,000.
Good Lord.
So that's the kind of kind of deficit you have to operate in.
And that's every school. Hey, we did something not too long ago on Kansas basketball and Kansas football. Kansas football makes way more money for that university than Kansas basketball does. Let that sink in. Put that in perspective.
Outside of football and basketball, you know what the deficit is for every other Auburn sport? $41 million. We got to take a break.
You want to know why football drives the bus?
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
"76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community."
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Zaxby's has been perfecting chicken fingers for 30 years, and now we're going to the sea. Shrimp butterflied and fried to perfection, and a perfect blend of Zax sauce and cocktail sauce called Zax Tail Sauce. The perfect southern fried shrimp meal. Woo, saucy! Zaxby's. Zaxby's has been perfecting chicken fingers for 30 years, and now we're going to the sea. Shrimp butterflied and fried to perfection, and a perfect blend of Zax sauce and cocktail sauce called Zax Tail Sauce. The perfect southern fried shrimp meal. Woo, saucy! Zaxby's.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our best rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Bucks Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bucks Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bucksisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is coming soon to the corner of 280 and 49 North in Dadeville. This new 10,000 square foot facility is conveniently located to serve the residents of the Lake Martin area and its many communities. A branch of Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory in Opelika, Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation looks forward to serving your families and your communities, as we have since 1900 at Frederick Dean. 256-750-0381.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you. Just about 20 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Give us a call, 256-234-6221.
I think Bubba alluded to something that we just talked about not too long ago on the show. I brought it up. He said, do you remember when Stephen Leith, I try not to remember that guy as much as possible, wanted to fire Bruce Pearl? Yeah, you remember that? And Alan Green, and then he turned around and hired Alan Green. You know, I mean, to me, we've tried to do some things in the past that knee-jerk reaction. If we had fired Bruce, just don't tell them what our basketball program would be.
If he'd have gotten Bruce Pearl, if he'd have fired Bruce Pearl, Stephen Leith might not have survived, and I don't mean his job.
That's exactly right. You're talking about the whole.
I mean,
the mortally.
That was
Yeah, it to me
that kind of opened everybody's eyes. Like, this guy's an idiot.
I said this on the Saturday show with Randy and Scott. Every decision the results of where we are right now, especially on football, is a direct reflection of leadership. And that lack thereof and poor decisions made by people that we trust to run the program. And Alan Green did about as poor job of running that athletic department as I've ever seen. And I don't know if he was handcuffed. You never saw the guy. The guy never really, I thought when he was out in public was presentable and thought he spoke well. We went to several things where he was present. I was impressed, but some of the decisions he made you scratch your head. The one being about the travel and pretty much portraying to everybody that the school had no money, that we were having to cut back and everybody was going to have to take a bus everywhere, and you can't. It's just, and then from a perception standpoint, when you're in an arms race in this world now trying to compete, that was not a good look. And it didn't do any favors for Auburn as far as
can't run Auburn athletic department like Buffalo.
No,
you just can't do it.
And I think maybe the job was too big for him, and I think those numbers you just rattled off probably scared him a little bit. He's thinking, well, man, we're losing $41 million, and our football program's kind of, it's bringing in $20 million, but we're operating at a deficit overall. And
think about it. I mean, I think Auburn athletics, I think our general revenue was like $174 million. That's a lot. I mean, that's a big. I mean, not just anybody just comes in and runs that.
No,
that's why you never. That's why I didn't trust Jay. That's why they took the job away from Jay Jacobs.
That's right.
And they created another position, a COO. I mean, so not just anybody can come in and do that. And we've had some guys that are homer hires.
Sure.
And it hasn't worked out well.
Yeah, Ed said Jimmy Sexton represents 13 of 16 SEC football coaches. Isn't that a monopoly? And he said, heck, I think he also was Sankey's agent as well. Just he runs the conference.
Yeah.
One man runs the conference. And look, it's his job to pit one against the other to get raises for his clients. It's what he's done on almost all of these situations. We could go back through them one at a time, but it's been what's allowed to. I mean, there is no rule that all of these coaches, it's free world. You can go hire the age that you want to hire. There's no conference rule saying, okay, he's already got too many. You can't hire him to negotiate your contract. It doesn't work that way. Look, it brings up a point.
So what's an agent make? 10%? 5%?
I don't know what their percentage is.
It's got to be 5, right?
At least.
Kirby makes $10 million a year.
Well, I think he's making $10 million now, up to 10.
That ain't a bad paycheck for a year. Is that $500,000 a year?
No. Well, no, he's making more than that. He's making 12, almost 13 million, because he's making $1 million a month, Andy. He's clearing $1 million a month. That goes back to the conversation he had with Rick Burgess on Rick and Bubba's show at the golf tournament in Birmingham last week. At the Regions.
That's one coach.
That's one, but he said, hey, look, and Rick was kind of, kidding with him, and he said, congratulations. And Kirby said, okay, on what? And he said, you know what? And he said, what? And he said, oh, the contract. He said, and he went in and he said, look, man, I don't make any apologies to anybody for anything in this world now. And then, like Rick followed up, he said, get it while you can get it.
I'm sure he's still Saban's agent. I'm sure Saban kept him on as an agent because he's still doing all these
Well,
TV
why wouldn't
stuff.
he? Why wouldn't he have?
Yeah.
I mean, he's been his agent from, 20 years or longer, maybe? Ed said Harsin was so stupid he used someone else. I can promise you, Jimmy Sexton probably looked at him and said, I don't need that client.
No.
I'm good. I got plenty of good clients. I don't need to deal with this one. So, but it is. This is a full circle conversation of why we're where we are with these players in college athletics now. Look, you talk about all this money, you ain't including all that talk. You ain't including all the talk of paying the players now. And I know that goes through a collective and all this kind of stuff, but still the university's responsible for all that. And so that's why we're having the conversation. You look at these coaches, what they make now. And these players are like, nah, without me, you have no job. So, but on the flip side, without the university, they have no place to play football or basketball or softball or baseball or whatever. That's why we're in a crossroads. Both need each other. And so there has to be some type of agreement. And right now, there is no agreement. There are no rules. Everybody's just doing it the way they want to do it.
Quickly, before we go to break, 2 Republican congressmen have introduced a bill that was last Wednesday, which would protect the NCAA, college conferences, and member schools from federal prosecution and legal challenges. So maybe they can get a handle on it. They can create some rules and can't be sued, which they keep losing in court.
Right.
Now, is this got anybody?
Yeah, I knew where you were going with that.
Is this got any kind of chance to pass? Probably not, but we'll see what happens.
As good a chance as a lottery in Alabama, right?
We'll see what happens. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with one final segment right after this.
When drinking, take a sober ride home, not someone's life. Alabama has a code of the road, and knowing it helps you follow it. This is a message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
J.A. Smith Construction is your trusted choice for construction site clearing and grading for new home construction, underground utilities and site work, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
SignSource is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Chick-fil-A is always the best option when you're on the go, but they are also great when it comes to planning your next event, from tailgating to birthday parties to weddings. Call Chick-fil-A Alexander City at 256-289-7955 for catering, or order on the Chick-fil-A app. Make sure to choose the Alexander City location and have your catering order ready to go. Nugget trays, mac and cheese trays, fruit trays, cookie trays, gallons of our famous lemonade or tea, and chilled grilled chicken sub sandwiches, and a lot more options. Make it Chick-fil-A Alexander City for your next event.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
Catch a ride, not a buzz.
Hey, can you come get me?
Being buzzed still counts. Alabama has a code of the road, and knowing it helps you follow it. This is a message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you, closing things out on this rainy Monday afternoon. Appreciate all of you out there been with us. Thank you to Russell Dewitt Center, J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation, and Central Alabama Community College for their support of today's show.
Did you go out and look at the lights this weekend?
I didn't even know what was going on. I missed it. Crazy. Of course, it was like the storm was coming through, right?
It was a geostorm. What are you talking about, a storm?
Well, wasn't that like when all the bad weather?
No.
This was
It's crystal clear.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. I missed that.
There wasn't a cloud in the sky.
Was it that was the day before?
That was Friday.
Okay.
Friday. It was perfect. Weather was great.
I missed it.
Where were you?
I was inside asleep, I guess.
I guess so. No, it was gorgeous.
Yeah, that's why I saw
just
the pictures.
Wild, just crazy to
I saw
see,
the pictures.
So, as always, just like in college, you slept through it.
That's true.
So,
but the Northern Lights, man, that's because it's like a magnetic
geostorm.
Yeah,
a G5, which is like the highest level that you can have. So it's like once in a generational kind of deal. So.
Well, I did see Halley's Comet when I was a kid, so I'm 1 for 1.
You were good on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When's the next time that thing makes it?
I won't be here.
Anyway, I had to ask you about that. But hey, going to go back to this before we went to break, talking about the ruling. The NCAA, you're right, has lost every every case. That's why they've just basically given up.
Yeah.
On trying to do. Well, they screwed everything up so bad every time they've touched anything prior to all this. Nobody had any faith in them. So when they've gone to court to try to get some type of control back, the court's like, well, you really don't have any control. You don't have any jurisdiction over that. You can't tell people to do this or that. They have a right to do it. So now you've just got a governing body that really is not useful for anything. So they're trying to give them, like you said, a little bit of power back to try to be able to monitor. But I think
that's the only way MLB and NFL are able to operate.
I think these colleges have moved on from the NCAA. I think they're going to form their own organization. I think that's why you see the SEC and the Big Ten.
From everything that Sankey has said, I think they want to. If at all possible, they want to keep the NCAA as if nothing else, a figurehead. Just from reading what he has said and taking that in, he tends to do what he says. So I don't know. You might that seems logical, but I wouldn't be surprised if they try in some way to keep the NCAA as a somewhat of a governing body. Now, can it have any power? That is the question.
What good is it if it doesn't have any
If it
power?
doesn't have power, it is no good.
I mean, that's where we are with it.
Well, if this kind of legislation could pass, if they could get some kind of antitrust,
I'd like to look into it a little bit further to
legislation.
see if there's some major support for this bill in Congress.
Yeah.
Because if there's major support and you think it looks like it's going to pass, that could be an answer.
That definitely could. Protection from all the lawsuits, that changes.
I said this months ago, and I think all of you basically said it in some form or fashion. Every organization and every group has to have some type of rules and regulations to run in an organized fashion. And if you don't like the rules and regulations, you have the freedom to get out. You don't have to play in that organization if you don't want to. If you don't have to play football for a sanctioned college team, if you don't feel like you can go out and, I mean, there's other routes to go, not very many, but you have a choice. You need to go choose a college to sign and play for or not. And if you can't, everybody just can't get what they want. You know what I mean? Every particular person, athlete, coach, whatever, can't just get all of everything that they want. They can't just request something and get every bit of it. There has to be some type of stipulations to all this. And all of us have agreed on that, by the way, in our group. We've talked about it. Now, we don't know what that looks like. But there has to be some type of law and regulation to control this. If not, now you got, I mean, like the NCAA passed that other stupid rule. Now you can have unlimited transfers. You know, it's like every time they have a chance to do something, they screw it up worse.
Well, they finally wanted to pass something that didn't get sued about.
Well, I guess so. And you tell me a coach out there that likes that decision.
Well, let's just say I would like to see, it would be an interesting experiment. Create a league, a minor league NFL, where if you want, I mean, anything goes.
Ain't gonna work.
You can get, now, look,
Ain't gonna
but
work.
create
G
that.
League didn't work.
And,
Basketball.
And let Auburn and regular NCAA football go back to the old day of the old stuff. And it works.
You brought that up before, and I like that.
If you don't want to go money, and you know going in, you're not going to get paid, but you're going to get a scholarship, you're going to get an education, you're going to get everything that goes along with it. And let's see where the fans go watch the most.
Well, there was a reporter one time that switched networks. I'm not going to bring the name up, but he worked a long time for this news, this station here in Alabama. Grew up watching him, and he thought he was the reason everybody tuned in. So he decided to challenge contractually, and they said, no, not paying you that. So he went to another network, and his ratings went because everybody stayed and watched that particular station. Didn't matter that he was there or not. their routine of watching that particular news on that particular station was why they tuned in, not because of this reporter. And then he eventually came back to them down the line once he found out, and with humble pie, But that's kind of what you're talking about. Create this minor league where all these top guys want to try to take a chance and they have a decision to make, but then go back and make college what it was. And
It's
see
not
how
going to
that works.
happen.
No, it's not going to happen.
But I can dream.
Yeah, we can.
Going to wrap it up for us today. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Be sure to join us tomorrow, same time, same channel. For Brett Pritchard, I'm Andy Graham. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk again soon.